Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the news postcard on TayNinhTV with some last events now private as well as nationwide. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of November the 3rd in Taynin province, the Provincial People's Committee coordinated with the three provinces of Phai Vinh, Prey Veng and Tabong Commune, the Kingdom of Cambodia, to organize the conference to discuss and agree on creating favorable conditions for means of transporting goods across the border. Attending the event, there was Major General Lê Xuân Thế, Commander of Military Region 7. On the side of Taynin Province, there were Secretary Provincial Party Committee Nguyễn Văn Quyết, Deputy Secretary Provincial Party Committee and Chairman Provincial People's Committee Nguyễn Văn Úc, Deputy Secretary Provincial Party Committee and Chairman of the Provincial Vietnam Thailand Front Committee Nguyễn Thanh Hải and other provincial leaders. On the Cambodian side, there were the party presidents, provincial governors and provincial council chairmen of Phai Vinh, Prey Veng and Tabong Commune. At the conference, in addition to sending congratulations on Cambodia's impressive economic growth with the export turnover increasing by 14.8%, the Provincial Party Secretary Nguyễn Văn Quyết also reviewed the cooperation process over the past period, and at the same time, he affirmed that the coordination between Tayninh and the three border provinces has achieved many successes in many fields, contributing significantly to maintaining border security, enhancing border trade, and strengthening the people's solidarity. We have to continue to receive closer and more effective coordination from our neighboring provinces in all aspects of coordinating border economic development in association with ensuring national defense and security, investing in connecting transport infrastructure, logistics, border gate economic zones, continuing to exchange experiences in digital transformation and administrative reform, especially strengthening people-to-people diplomacy, consolidating the special solidarity and friendship between border provinces. The quick information on results of the first 9 months of 2025, Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Nguyễn Văn Úc said that the province has achieved an impressive GDP growth rate leading the southeast region. The province is focusing on resources to build transport infrastructure, creating regional connections at home and abroad also. In particular, the opening of the Tân Nam Minh Chey International Border Gate Pier at the end of this year is a proof. At the conference, representatives of Phai Vinh, Prey Veng and Tabong Commune provinces also briefly informed about the results of cooperation with Taynin province over the past time, and at the same time they expressed great expectations for the opening of the new border gates, considering this as a driving force to promote border trade. In the spirits of solidarity, friendship, cooperation and development, the People's Committee of Taynin Province and the Administration Board of the three provinces of Phai Vinh, Tabong Commune and Prey Veng signed a memorandum of understanding to facilitate the transportation of goods across the border, contributing to promoting the development of the border trade economy of each province. And on the morning of November the 3rd at the Provincial Party Committee Hall, the facility number 2, TayNinhTV, the Provincial People's Committee organized a conference to promote the digital transformation in Taynin Province for the faster, more effective and closer to the people.
At the conference, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Phạm Trấn Hòa said that 100% of administrative procedures in the province that meet the conditions have been provided with full online public services. Data connection infrastructure has been invested seamlessly, ensuring smooth flow from the province to the grassroots. Currently, Taynin ranks 21st out of 34 provinces and cities nationwide in terms of digital transformation level. Rising the efforts and positive results that the provincial levels and sectors have achieved. Standing Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the Provincial People's Council Nguyễn Minh Hùng emphasized, department sectors localities need to continue to thoroughly cross resolution number 57 of the Village Bureau, creating a strong shift in digital transformation associated with serving the people. Towards the goal that by 2030, Taynin will be among the top 10 localities in the country in terms of digital transformation index.
And in order to build a team of professional officials, civil servants and public employees to meet the requirements of the task, the People's Committee of Taynin Province has just issued the 2025 training plan. The plan focuses on updating specialized knowledge and skill related to job positions after merger. According to the plan, many specialized training courses will be organized, such as Chief Accountant, Innovation in School Management according to the two-level local government model, training according to the professional title standards for the student counselors, designing and organizing STEM activities in high school, training in specialized evaluation skills. The Provincial Appeals Committee assigned the Department of Home Affairs to preside over and coordinate with departments, branches, legalities, and training institutions to implement. The assist units are responsible for developing the detailed plans, assigning the course, civil servants and public employees to participate, and arranging funding according to regulations. And for the classes with more number of registrations and not meeting the requirement of the organization, the Department of Home Affairs will notify to assign the course to participate in training at other training facilities and ensuring the completion of the province's general training goals. The digital transformation in the field of land management is being vigorously implemented by the TayNinhTV Provincial Land Registration Office, focusing on digitizing records and connecting data to serve the people more effectively and transparently. And to date, the unit has completed digitizing 61% of the total volume of the records and updated 50% of data to the shared management software. This is an important basis for building a unified electronic land database as a basis for building a unified electronic land database. At the same time, 25 administrative procedures of the Regional Land Registration Office branches have been completed synchronously, and the unit is continuing to synchronize 14 more procedures under the authority at the community level. These efforts not only help to make the management transparent, but also lay the foundation for shortening the time for land procedures for the people and businesses in the future. And with the advantage of industrial park infrastructure and investment attraction policies, industry continues to play a key economic role, contributing a high proportion of the total GDP of TayNinhTV province. In particular, the processing and manufacturing industry is identified as the key driving force promoting the sustainable growth of the entire industry. In particular, the processing and manufacturing industry is identified as the key driving force promoting sustainable growth of the entire industry. According to statistics, the Industrial Production Index (IIP) in September of 2025 increased by over 15.1%. In the first 9 months of 2025, the province's IIP increased by more than 15.1% compared to the same period in 2024. It's very high increase, reflecting the strong recovery trend of the entire industry, of which the processing and manufacturing industry increased by over 15.7%, continuing to be the bright spot in TayNinh's economy. At Long Hậu Industrial Park in Cần Duộc Commune, APT Biomedical Solutions Company Limited has produced about 30,000 test kits of all kinds up to now, and it is a high-tech product, not only meeting domestic demands but also expanding opportunities to participate in the global supply chain, demonstrating the new competitiveness of TayNinh's industry. As a company operating in the field of biotechnology, we highly value the new technology and aim to be self-sufficient in high-quality raw materials for the production of test kits. For example, we have also invested in ARS synthesis system, a very important raw material in the kits. On production activities, strictly comply with the ISO 13485 to improve the product quality performance. Also at Long Hậu Industrial Park, Destination Garment Company Limited, a unit specializing in the production of women's fashion products for export to Europe, is making efforts to improve the production line to meet the strict requirements of the international market also. We have improved the production lines for the sewing lines and have to connect with each other to find the stages of sewing the product smoothly. And the second is to combine advanced machines such as automatic sewing machines, metal detectors and cutters to combine with the humans to improve the labor productivity for my side. Maintaining the high momentum of the industry, especially the processing and manufacturing industry, has shown that TayNinh is effectively exploiting the potential of industrialization, and it is also an important basis for the province to realize the goal of private and sustainable economic development, affirming the role of an industrial center in the key economic region of the South.
Promoting the core role in the Great National Unity Bloc, in recent times, the Fighter Front and its member organizations in the province have always strongly aroused the internal strength of the people. A series of practical approaches and models have been born, contributing to clearly changing the appearance of the countryside and improving people's life. With the spirit of the state and the people work together in the past 2 years, the Fatherland Front at all levels has mobilized people to contribute more than 472 billion Vietnam dong to renovate and repair roads and public works. This sense of community has also spread strongly through the people voluntarily donating over 130,000 square meters of land to build new rural infrastructure, not only contributing money and land. People also contributed over 15,000 working days, worth billions of Vietnam dong from this resource. More than 250 inch-field canals have been rich and clear, directly serving production. As of November this year, TayNinhTV has 67 out of 82 camels meeting new rural standards, accounting for 82% of the total number of camels in the province. Of these, 5 camels have met advanced new rural standards.
And recently, the TayNinhTV Provincial Tourism Association has organized many tourism experience activities at the farm stage and green tourism establishments in the province. This is one of the solutions contributing to the development of green tourism within the province. At Dong Có Đỏ Farm Stay in Bình Minh World, many experimental activities, nature exploitation, and group play for the people, students, and children have been organized and attracting a large number of parents and tourists to participate.
Students are immersed in the research, participating in many programs, exercising, practicing skills, and exploring nature, thereby not only bringing joy and excitement to the children, but also contributing to promoting the model of ecotourism and green tourism associated with education and agriculture. This is also a new direction to promote inter-provincial tourism, creating an attractive destination for people and tourists when coming to TayNinhTV.
And along with the strong spread of tennis, the demand for a team of professional referees who understand the rules of the game is increasing. And to meet that reality, many basic national tennis referee training courses are organized, contributing to standardizing the human resources for tournament in the coming time. To meet that reality, many basic national tennis referee training courses are organized, contributing to standardizing the human resources for tournaments in the coming time. Participating in this training course, the students are equipped with the knowledge of tennis rules, skill to identify common situations as well as practice the style and courage to manage the match, gradually becoming professional referees, contributing to ensuring the fairness and quality of the tournaments, especially in the tennis sports. I've never been trained as a referee before. I only took on this position spontaneously, and today I come here to consolidate my knowledge, and after being trained, I will perform my duties well. From theoretical lesson to practical hours on the field, a student will directly experience the role of the referee and get used to the pressure and learn how to make the accurate decisions with a split second. In the 25 National Basic Referee Training course in TayNinhTV, there are currently 25 students and trainees, and they will be exposed to basic professional tennis rules so that everyone can see that tennis, even when participating or about the rules, is not complicated. And if you are passionate enough about basics refereeing, you can study a higher level. And at the end of the course, the qualified students will be granted a certificate and a basic referee card by the Vietnam Tennis Federation, officially becoming a qualified referee force with the good moral qualities to serve the tournaments in the future. The trend 25 to 2026 and beyond, and the Vietnam Tennis Federation will organize many tournament systems, and from youth tournaments for teenagers to national professional tournaments and international tournaments. We really want to invest in many referee courses at all levels so that the Vietnamese referee team, in addition to participating in managing the domestic tournaments, and will be qualified to participate in managing international tennis tournaments right at home in Vietnam. According to the plan in 2026, the Vietnam Tennis Federation will organize more than 50 national and international tournaments and about 10 grassroots tournaments. The standardization and training of the referee team is considered a strategic step, not only meeting the practical needs but also contributing to the professionalization of the tennis movement, raising the level of Vietnamese sports in the international arena. And in the last week of October, the domestic and export rice markets continued to be stable. The prices of major rice varieties remain almost unchanged, while some high-quality rice varieties saw a slight adjustment. And according to the Department of Industry and Trade of TayNinhTV Province, domestic rice prices were generally stable last week. Specifically, 5% broken rice is currently purchased at the prices of 9,100 Vietnam dong per kilogram, and 15% broken rice is about 8,900 Vietnam dong per kilogram. A high-quality rice variety such as ST74 fluctuates around 11,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram and up to 200 Vietnam dong per kilogram. In the export market, the Vietnamese rice prices continue to maintain a high level. 5% broken rice meant at $395 per ton, and 25% broken rice reached for $250 per ton, and ST24 rice records about $810 per ton. The rice market last week did not have a major fluctuation. Domestic supply and demand were stable, and export activities remained favorable, raising a positive foundation for rice consumption in the last months of the year. And with the motto accompanying the businesses and contributing to creating a favorable and stable production and business environment, the tax department always listen, promptly answer questions, and remove difficulties so that the taxpayer can operate with a peace of mind. By the end of October, the total state budget revenue managed by the tax department reached about 37,000 billion Vietnam dong, reaching for 118% of the central budget estimate and 116% of the local budget estimate, and increasing by 39% over the same period. This results as a great contribution from businesses and taxpayers in the area. To accompany the taxpayers, the Provincial Tax Department has proactively implemented many support solutions, especially propaganda and answering questions about the new tax policies. Since the beginning of the year, the unit has issued nearly 700 guiding documents, notices, and more than 420 documents answering the questions about tax policies. New documents and regulations are also publicly posted on the website of the Provincial Tax Department, helping taxpayers easily look up, grasp information, and comply with the regulations. And this effort demonstrates the sense of responsibility and service of the TayNinhTV tax sector in increasing a transparent and fairer business environment, contributing to the over-fulfillment of the state budget revenue target in 2025. And ladies and gentlemen, in Nghệ An province on the border roads in the middle of the vast rainforest, there is a woman who quietly sources of the hope, and that is Lieutenant Colonel Nguyễn Thị Trân Thanh, an officer of Tam Hợp Border Guard Station, who has chosen for herself the path of living for the people and dedicating for the people. During 7 years of working with the people from Mông Sơn and Tam Hợp Communes, Nghệ An province, Mrs. Thanh not only understands its hardship but also becomes a friend, a sister, a second mother to the people here. Models such as Women with the Law, Anti-Child Marriage, Women Participating in Border Protection, initiated by her have contributed to changing the awareness and enhancing the role of the women in the community. Each club member is a propagandist who helps the branch bring the right solution to the members to help them grasp the instruction of the superiors, and the club's activities are gradually developing, firstly in terms of economy, helping to distract the people from the issues of national border security and sovereignty. Not only propagandizing, Mrs. Thanh also took hands to guys working with the people to grow crops, raise livestock, and apply new techniques to escape poverty. And for her, helping women change their perceptions and their children go to school is the most practical way to build the future. And in the motto accompanying dormitories in border areas, she became the second mother of the Dang Lai ethnic children. The children do not like to use dirty words, so when I talk, I have to choose my words carefully. While washing their hair, brushing their teeth, and even wearing sandals, I also guide them to change their way of life and their thinking to live lovingly and responsibly. And bricks to dozens of livelihood models, turn up close hundreds of millions of donated Vietnam dong. Each of Mrs. Thanh actions is a brick connecting of love, and she has spread the spirits of alcohol soldiers, border guards in everyday life with her dedication, perseverance, and kind heart. And that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.